Hello, this is FG back with you for Anbennar, continuing on with the Xanzerbexis slash Crocs campaign. I have played ahead a little bit, and there was a certain mission which I have elected to alter the requirements for because I dislike the requirements and have already made my feelings about it clear. Here is the cultural exchange. Right here it says Tell must be owned by us or have all of these. I changed the final requirement to just have 200 opinion instead of be a historical friend, because I thought that was fair, given that the only way they'd be a historical friend is if you did this one right here, or you went ahead and conquered them, which would require you taking 1, 2, 3, 4 provinces from the Empire, or I suppose 3 from, well, still 4 if you're going from Nathalier, which game gives you claims on, and I guess it gives you claims here too. Alright, so let's go ahead and take military tech. And we want to go with large cast iron cannons. And we are going to start fabricating claims on our various enemies. Build spy networks. Them. And yes, we took... Oh, we're going to need to wait for 300 military power again. Like I said, I didn't change any of these. I am not particularly excellent at understanding how the EU4 mission tree coding works. So I have simply changed it so that in the background it does what it's supposed to. Alright. Building-wise, let's build full government buildings. Yep, seems good. Elf citizens, consult government, there we are. And I want this. Now we can go with cultural exchange. With the migration of humans to Igrox, the Hill Throne has seen an influence of human cultures as well, mixing with the native Busanori customs. In contrast to this, our own people bring the Nolish customs from the Kennak Range as well as the cultural norms from our kin across the Divinal. We expect some friction, perhaps even conflict. We expect that Knolls and human cultures would be driven apart, yet instead the opposite has happened. Nowhere is this as visible as within the Mercenary Corps, and no part of this Mercenary Corps is as visible as the Telmite Pink Barkers, where a significant percentage of the company are now human, working in tandem with Knollish soldiers on and off the battlefield. While the Pink Barkers have always been eccentric even for mercenaries, there is no denying their ferocity in battle, and their popularity has helped foster a growing spirit of cooperation and cross-species cultural exchange throughout the realm. Truly, we live in interesting times. Alright. Now, with no borders. Alright. So I need some 30 development provinces with, what's it called? Also, alliance. Let's get rid of this alliance, actually. Don't really need that. Conversions are going well. Religious unity, good. Alright, I think stop doing that. And we want to improve with outrage countries and with allies. Take this. We're gonna take... Shit. Yep, they're going to war with Ibivar. We're gonna go with quality. So I want to be able to win fights. These guys can move down this way. Actually start restoring Balord. And we can build one right there. Alright, the Xanzerbexis Amphitheater. Right, now we need factional cooperation. Yeah, alright. Adventurers wanted. Take the prestige hit, unfortunately. Alright. Let's try not to get too far behind in tech. Alright, we're getting our things from all of these guys. We are going to fabricate a claim on Avdaltungir itself, as well as one right here. Right, Avdaltungir, we can stop fabricating claims on them. And we want claim on the area of Ostermark. Alright. Yep, need tech. Dire Pack Masters. Yeah. And then we can get Galleon and the Frigate. And I want to build 40 ships. These need to be upgraded. Additionally, these ships need to be upgraded. How much is this going to cost? My kitty just moved into my lap. That's very nice of her. I have a truce with Krathenor or something? Why can't I not raid? Alien study. Yep, can't raid them either. These have already been raided. He's been raided. Raided. Oh yeah, I can't raid them because they're my culture and my religion. Makes sense? I mean, not really, but... you know. Alright. Now, I want to go ahead and full core the Minivore loop. That's good. We can go ahead and get 2 cannons on each of these armies. Scientific instruments. Alright. Get claim on that. Precursor translation. Sure. Alright, and these guys, where's my other trade fleet? Right here. These need to get upgraded. We want to go ahead and take the galleons, and we can move them over to be with these other ships. Which gives us... and we will also build another galleon, just so we have an even 10 for the moment. These guys can protect trade in Dostanek. That gives us a decent amount. Right, and then... you know, this fleet actually should probably take a leader. And they will also go protect trade in Dostanek. So I can go ahead and get that mission done. I am quite interested in that. Dwarven cartels. All tolerance increase of dwarves. This needs to get developed eventually. We can wait just a little bit though. Okay. Well, yeah, once this fleet gets over there, should be a little bit better. Right. There we are. We don't have it yet. There we have it. Brothers from the past, for 1,000 years, the Nold made Daravans follow their home after the invasions of the Draconic Zaz and Zahubane. But recently, the Nold packs have been harried by human settlers and adventurers, changing the remaining packs into ever more remote havens in the mire. Representatives of these flame-marked gnolls have sent requests for help against these invaders. Just as we reclaimed the homeland of the Hill Gnolls, we will reclaim the homeland of the flame-marked. We get claims on the Daravan's Folly, which is great. And then I want to take half these ships, bring these guys over and protect trade in Eberthil. Alright. And these remaining ships can protect trade in Dostanek. Right. Again, we can actually take Diplo if we want. Diplo ideas, I mean. So that is relevant to us. Let's go ahead and pop our golden arrow. Alright, that should help out a lot. Goes from 34 to 38. Remember, every ducat, I don't know exactly how it works, but it's like a multiplicative system where you push trade through and eventually it goes to, it goes into Eberthil. Yes, they're from here. In theory, we would prefer to force trade through Dostanek, and then finally into Eberthil, because that would be extra multiplication of the trade power. Alright, we're going to take this, though, and we will go with the Musketoon Skirmishers. We will take this as well. Alright, we have now caught up on technology, and we are happy because of it. Alright. That's fine. Is there anyone who would transfer trade? I think, yes, tell them to transfer their trade. Although, actually, I should probably go back and economy actions, cancel transfer trade, ask them to steer their trade. See what difference this makes. This goes from 119 for us to uh, 120. Alright. Alrighty. Time to go. It is go time. Let's go with... oh yeah, ships. Ships. These ships. That. And I will... and you really need more galleons. Let's go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 galleons. Alright. In terms of navies, I just want them all to sit right here, because I do not have any faith in our navies at the moment. Alright. And I will, for funsies, word action, property claim on Krathenor. We will go attack Witthausen. We gotta call our boys in. Let's go like this. Yep. Krathenor flagship captured. What did we capture? A heavy ship. Alright, now from Avdaltungir. I only want one thing. Two things. This is as punishment for the last war. We had to end it somewhat early. Also, galleons. 2 free galleons. Alright. These guys... they can do that. Alrighty. And then we want to blockade that. Dwarven quality. That. The crown can pay for a little bit of it. Alright. Excellent. This definitely needs to get worked on. Toranen. Steer trade. Do they have... okay, they don't have any centers of trade. Right. Alrighty. Now... go right this way. Alright. And we want War's Core Cause versus other religions for the moment. Yeah, that's a little bit better. PRIO doesn't have anything special about it. 1985. Now there's an interesting one. You know, I feel like that's a little bit too radical for us. Alright, Abdaltungir, we're gonna take your capital because I hate that you have trade power here. And for Krathnor itself, I want to take this and leave them only with the Krathano, as they call it. Let's... yeah, we can afford to build a palace. We'll go ahead and bombard that too. Hector Merchant. And we will transfer trade power here. No. Transfer trade power here. Oh, that is everything from Abdaltungir. Yep, I want that directly. And then with this. Alright. Now, we really need to work on this some. Alright. So we can now do all of this. We need to protect this. Yes. Alrighty. Yeah, I want that. And then with this, I can get an extra diplomat. Alright. That can come off. That can come off as well. Alright. I will be honest, I did play ahead to like 1600 and I don't know how to say it best, but I don't know, it didn't go well, and I was getting angry because, you know, I didn't want to have to fight the Empire to grab 4 provinces for some sort of arbitrary requirement that I don't feel like even made any sense. Let's get 40 ships. This will be our Eberthili one, and then we want to split these in half. Have one protecting trade in Dostanek. We want that. And we want these guys to upgrade and then protect trade in Bihar. Why do we transfer so little trade? Is it an overextension thing? Yeah, it is. Alrighty. Slavery pays off. And it's an offer. Inconvenience. Alrighty. Trade steering. This is probably the best one. Cancel. What's our income like? 200 ducats a month. It's quite good. Alrighty. Fix this amphitheater. Alright. Try minting more coins, legitimacy questioned. Yeah, shit. Alright. These guys can come this way. Fort Jurith. Right. Valiant Keep. Got our ruler back. Aggressive expansion impact, that is always good. Yeah, we'll just go with her for the moment. Alright, they need to deal with all of these rebels. And I can that a few more times. Alrighty. You're happy. And then we need the brass knolls. Like 3K, alright. Yeah, I know, we're getting it done. Come on, chill out. Yeah, I gotta take that. Minor inconvenience. Alright, we're almost done. Alright, there goes our natural scientist. We can wait a minute to do that. Although, while we're here, I might as well go with that. This fleet needs a leader. 132. And then temple, chosen wisely. Yeah. Taking that was definitely worth it. Alright, infantry combat ability is great. Alright, we should get global trade when that eventually spawns in. Which is good. Alright. Had to seize some land. Alright, let's go with outraged countries, merchant fractures, with mercantilism, why not? Alright, brass knolls, yes, need them. Telmite pink barkers, brass knolls, here we are. Alright. Factional cooperation in the conquest of Busanor saw a significant power shift in Igrax, with the Evim Karg as an obvious example, but already other factions are beginning to emerge, and of the fastest growing ones, an informal assortment of farmers and artisans operating out of Hogzad. These Mikaz Kinnoks, or Kinnock Bronze Shepherds, have built their living from all things pertaining to wyverns, husbandry for wyvern feed, metalworking for chains, cages, and even armor, and of course, breeding and butchering the beasts themselves. While this group has little influence outside of the Kinnock range, they are already petitioning the Hill Throne for a charter to expand their operation, with their envoy offering to stay at court and offer, admittedly very specific, counsel on all things wyvern-related. Alright, and so we need that, and we need 4 wyvern farms. Alright, so happen to know that these 2 are prime locations. Do that, and do that. I think that actually takes 500 ducats. Alright, this can come off. Alright, so that should be eventually 3 wyvern farms. Next, market. Kitchens, the Highlands. Alright, this can get a wyvern farm as well. This one's going to be a little bit lower. Like that. Alright. And these guys can go. Alright, also I want 4 here. 4 here. And I believe... Yes, we are at tech level in which we can build forts, or better forts. Alright, this becomes more urgent. I have a point. Any ally. Alright, that'll be done in not too long. 5 buildings and a manufactory. Alright. You know what? These guys can just drill. These guys can drill as well. So Lion Spain, 323. Alright. And that does not actually give us the extra trader yet. Go ahead and throw all those provinces into the trade company as well. Alright. Now this needs to go back up. Alright, that should be giving me... Yes, it does. Let's transfer trade power. Yes. And that goes up here, and then it goes over here, and then it comes right here. Alright. Additionally, I would like to start upgrading this monument again, because we want more naval force limit. Should we go 20 over? Yeah, we should. That's a stupid question. I don't know why I asked that. Actually, let's transfer trade from here instead of Bahar. No, it's better to transfer from Bahar. Yep, that. I will not do either of those because I want tech. And I can also go ahead and take this guy. Go up to level 12. Potentially up to level 5, or not, get us up to 12 points coming in. That's what I meant, not up to level 12. I think I'll only go up to level 5. Alright. Let me just keep an eye on this. As far as Verne, I want to go in and grab Verne's last 2 provinces. I kind of do. This and that. Okay, this can come off. No edict here. Or the edict on here. Currently 3 years ahead of time. I can afford to develop just a little bit. Yeah. Before I do that, do this for the 2.5 power cost. Do that. Alright. Take that. Alright, we gotta take tech and then we can start doing more development. Chamber demi cannons. Yep, good. Alright, Cardesti host, leave them to their business. Alright. No, can't do that. I can do this though. The mill, which should be good. And then this can go protect trade and Everthill. Glad to see. Alright. Great, 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 great. Right. Treason. My income at now. Good, could be better. What else can I do? Well, eventually I'm going to need to grab this, and then this, and that'll give me near total control over Bahar. Obviously taking ideas is going to be great. This one is the bad one. I don't care about trade range. Everything else here is okay, though. Ish. I'd love to be able to invade Biz, but I don't think that's going to be happening. Although, now I'm thinking about it. Maybe later. Alright, so... Building, we'll go to a few shipyards. And we can also build some trade buildings. Military, yes, I can take that. Alright, what else? And stated provinces that don't have an accepted. So that's 5 right there. And... Alright. Let's go ahead and build all these. Come on. Alright. Aggressive expansion wise, yeah, we got some aggressive expansion to burn. Yes. That is done. That is done. Can't do it here. Yeah, we're good. No edict. I don't actually need the money, so we're not going to take it. Right. No expense. Alright, where's our fleet? There it is. Let's go with 20 galleons. We'll probably only grab 2 of these provinces. Alright. Hardesty volunteers. Yeah, extra movement speed, why not? knock Gisden out. Who else is here? Rebellion State. I'm gonna try and take... Really, as long as they can't get into my heartlands, they don't really have any chance of doing anything, but... I'll go ahead and build a fort here. Go ahead and knock these two guys out. They were just. That's great. Great Palace. Nope, can't afford that right now. Oh shit, there is Talon. Prices. Pay for that. Have them sit right there. Right. Right. Won one battle, lost another. Stukamber. If I was to take these two provinces, that would make people upset, but not upset enough to really do anything about it. Potential wyvern farm locations. You know what? I am going to encourage development here. And I'll hit this, do that. And wyvern farm location. We can throw a purge development edict down here. Put those down. It's worried about lack of protection. Yeah, I know. Sometimes I worry about a lack of protection too. That's the fleet that definitely does need the, what's it called, though? An admiral. Alright, Rebellion State. Just give me war reps and... Could I do that? No, I can't. I have to say, that'd be really funny. Where's your god now, rebellions? Go worship. Alright, so for Sigamber, what am I doing? Humiliate, transfer trade power. I want to humiliate, or do I prefer to steer trade? I prefer to steer trade, to be honest. Alright, who wants out? Gisden does not want out, but they probably will soon. How much is this going to cost? 29 something. Alright, this is something I need to do. Excellent. You're now making 300 ducats. Alright, more naval cap. Great. Yeah, let's come over this way and just blockade some stuff. Alright. Not quite willing. Global trade. We get it. We get it in Eberthil, which is an actual place that we do trade. Alright, they can give me cash. Like that. You're now the Hill Throne Empire. And from Sugamber, I want this. And for Vern, I want this. I'm actually just helping Vern move their capital somewhere more reasonable. Just a nice guy. Obviously, we gotta do that. And there we are. If I could get this up to like 80%, I could transfer trade from Bahar over to Dothmanek and then into Eberthil. Would be amazing. Alright, ships, yes, go sit right there. Alright. Ship durability is good. We have a little bit lower ship durability as Knowles. I don't actually need this money, but I'll take it. This is more of a reminding them who's boss type thing rather than anything else. Yeah, take that. Fucking losers. How's Jadari doing? Not great. Or Oslenbrone. Let's go. Love those guys. Very angry. What's it called? Right. Yeah, people are upset with me, so I'm not going to declare war on Krathenor right now. Oh yeah, I can improve New Corville. That sounds like a good idea. The Night of the Fire is nigh. Do that. How much money are we making? 120 ducats per month. I want to trade from... Where's say on... What? That over here? Yeah, baby. Alright. Now it's time to do some work on New Corveld pretty soon. Merchant trade power. Another, pretty good modifier. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it isn't huge, but in a situation if we were transferring trade from, you know, somewhere like the Harpy Hills, which they changed the name of, I guess. Alright. Flooded Coast. New Ruins? Corveld. Alright, this can come off. All of these can get manufactories. This can actually lose a building to get a manufactory. As all of these are livestock. An assigned merchant. Yeah, transfer trade power here. I believe at this point we're not going to lose control of Bahar again, which I think is why we lost a merchant. So that's good. That's good. New Corveld. Yes. Slavery repeal pays off. Right. No, we're not going to do that right now. I have more important things to do. Get this place up to 20 development. Now I need 1,500 ducats. Should actually be easier than I expected. Alright. Restore Corveld. Corveld, with the once the capital of the Barid nation, was ruined in the flood created by King Daravan. With the proper technology in our hands, this once great city shall be restored. Alright, so trade goods. Glass is 4 ducats. Paper is 5 ducats. Paper. And that also gives us a second center of trade. I mean, it downgrades that one, but that's okay. Alright. Any ally, human, half-elven. Alright, Pearl's Edge. Oh, yeah, that's not 150, dumbass. Relations, improve relations. Alright. Alright. Aggressive expansion-wise, people aren't upset at us anymore. Permanent quarters. That. And then that. Yes. Yeah, let my advisors handle it now. This can come off. Hurrah! Eventually, I will need to go fight Corvuria. Though I actually probably need a better army. Alright. 15 cannons sounds good. Alright. I'm realizing it is now time for technology. Alrighty, Xanzerbexis Amphitheater. Ever since we made Port Xanzerbexis our seat of power, the city has seen a huge surge in wealth and prestige. It is odd, then, that our venerable capital has little to no Gnollish architecture, with most denizens seemingly preferring the pervasive Busolari cityscape. Therefore, it has been decided that the Hill Throne shall construct a Gnollish edifice, a great monument to our glory, accessible for all to see. Our best architects have been herded together, and they suggest a vast amphitheater by the seaside, large enough for gladiatorial combat, music events, and even naval battles. This great project will be constructed in the finest Kenat granite, displaying the very best of Igrok's architecture, a rustic mix of sharp Gnollish angles and gentler Busolari detail. On every stone we shall inscribe a bas-relief detailing the history of our people, no, our peoples, and our shared history. The benches shall seat thousands, and attached to the main structure we shall construct an entire district to fulfill every artistic need the theater might have. Our lead architect is getting excited just talking about it. All that is required is the word to go ahead. Spectators from afar. The Grand Amphitheater of Port Xanzerbexis was packed full of representatives of races and nations from every corner of Canor and Sarhal. Flags, pennants, and coats of arms of local nobility, visiting dignitaries, and the new Gnollish regime flutter from positions of prominence as the sun rises over the horizon. There is a mix of tense uncertainty as what would truly happen, as this was the first diplomatic splash of the barbaric Gnoll state. But with that fear, there was excitement, and the two feelings mixing into something almost like a frenzy. The announcement of the Wyvern Games was given by the blaring brass horns of the Igrok's royal band, a dozen Gnolls playing a wide variety of instruments in its form of a music called jazz. It seemed chaotic, but from among the chaos emerged melodies and rhythms of incredible complexity, the rival of any musical art among the civilized realms. The Gnolls were barbarians no longer. However, as the band finished its performance and moved to leave the arena field, the crowd was shocked to see a mighty wyvern emerge from an underground holding pen. Although its wings had been slashed to prevent flight, the creature was strong and enraged, lashing with its tail in every direction. To face this creature, a band of elite Gnoll warriors stepped into the arena wearing ceremonial hunting attire, armored in wyvern scales and wielding spears fashioned from harvested wyvern tails. Barbarians? Perhaps not, but the visitors could not help but shiver when the Gnolls pounced on the wyvern, stabbing and jabbing it from every direction until finally the pack leader tore out the wyvern's throats with their own fang. The band played a victory anthem while the slain Gnoll hunters and their wyvern foe were quietly taken away, out of sight and out of mind. Alright, now we need this. 10 owned provinces. Chasing livestock. Alright, so currently we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I will be getting one right there. 1608. 1608. Alright. Worker slavery pays off. Yeah. Don't need the prestige anymore. Right. Losing my religion and forced interfaith dialogue, which is a merchant's guild. Forced interface dialogue. Losing my religion. We should never forget that it was the dark fire of the Zaz that kept us warm during our long exile among the frigid Kedak hinterlands. But those cold nights are over, and we are no longer scattered tribes huddled together for warmth. The demonic flames that served us so well now scatters embers of anguish and rebellion among our human subjects. Ultimately, faith is another tool for survival. When a tool ceases to be useful, it should be replaced. Why should the Zaz be any different? Now, this is interesting. Faith has always been a unifying force for the 86 tribes, but the flames of the Zaz are not suited to our new civilized lifestyle. Despite the outcry from many elders and priests who cling to the old ways, it is increasingly clear that we must make a choice to secure our future rather than being dragged down by the past. A new faith for a new age, and there is broad agreement on this. The disagreements start with what the new faith should actually be. A safe option would be to adopt the Regent Court faith of our human packmates. This faith has a long history in Canor and would truly signal a shift to a more peaceful, civilized society. It would also calm the fears of those same human packmates who viewed our demon worship with suspicion. We could also follow the great war goddess Corrin and support her claim to dominion over the court. Many Gnolls favor following this avatar of battle, for her martial feats and acts of ascension are somewhat similar to ours of own, while leaving behind the legacy of brutality that marks us as barbarians. A new opportunity arises with the Rebellion Society, which is currently spreading across the continent. Their faith values the pursuit of knowledge while disregarding the unnecessary trappings of the past. A new faith for both human and Gnoll. The mutual adoption of this might bind the two elements of our nation together. We have also been approached by powerful and influential members of a secret sect the humans call the Infernal Court. Their gods rebelled against the tyranny of the Regent Court, and they were hunted down or banished to the edge of creation, a tale that is all too similar to our own. All of these are interesting. You know what? I am going to end this episode here, and I will make a decision in the next episode. I want to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and have a good day.